Hello from a very cold and blowy central London. My name is Nick Wallace. I'm a journalist and reporter, and a couple of years ago in July 2020, when it was a lot warmer, I started covering the Depp v NGN trial, first of all for a broadcaster, and then I just started live tweeting it because there was a huge audience for this. The audience was very responsive and very keen for me to keep doing it, and actually crowdfunded my presence at 10 days of the trial. I was able to get transcripts uploaded onto my website and basically just shovel information out into the public domain, which I don't think would have necessarily got out certainly as quickly as I was able to do it. So I took a considerable interest in the trial and the outcome of the trial. I was the first journalist to report the ruling. I was also the first journalist to report the Court of Appeal's ruling, which denied Johnny Depp the application to appeal his trial. And I've obviously stayed in touch with what's been going on as the second trial in this extraordinary case moves towards its beginning in Virginia on the 11th of April 2022. Now in this case, Johnny Depp is, as you probably know, suing Amber Heard over an article she wrote in the Washington Post. And I guess because I've just taken an interest in it and I've really enjoyed the experience of covering this trial here, I thought it would be worth, trying to get over to see if I could report on the second trial. And so earlier this month, we're in the end of March, earlier this month, I put something up on Twitter asking if anyone would be interested in crowdfunding my attempts to get over to the United States and report the trial. And I was delighted that within a few days, I got enough to cover a plane fare, I'd got an offer of accommodation, and I was going to be able to make it. So that is currently my plan. I am going to, once I get out there, write daily newsletters to all the people who've subscribed. If you go to reportingdeppvheard.net, there's a sign-up box if you go to the newsletter. So if you want to get involved in receiving a daily newsletter every day that court's sitting out in Virginia, then you can have one of those into your email inbox. This could be the beginning of a regular YouTube update, which I'm hoping won't be too tricky to edit and put together. It's going to be very different from the trial in 2020 in that no one's allowed to live tweet what's going on, but by the same token, it's going to be live streamed. This, by the way, just behind me, is the gates where Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's cars used to drive out at the end of each day in court in 2020. What was I saying? Yeah, no live tweeting this time around. The trial is being streamed via Court TV, and it's first come, first serve as to whether or not you get into the courtroom. So basically it looks like I'm going to be queuing up very, very early in order to get to the courtroom, scribble some notes, and then at the end of the day, produce a newsletter or a YouTube update or a podcast, who knows. But basically, just trying to give something back to all the people who've been kind enough to pay for me to get out to the United States. I will be doing some mainstream media as well. That was a condition of getting an I visa. You have to be sponsored by a media company in order to be able to work in the States. So I will be doing things like that as well, but I will also be trying to focus as much as I possibly can on getting hard information out, including transcripts if they become available as quickly as possible to the many people who won't necessarily be able to watch every single minute of every single broadcast which is made by Court TV's live streaming. Also, there is a value to being in court and seeing what the cameras don't necessarily see and being able to report that afterwards. So this is, I guess, my first reporting Depp v Heard YouTube update. Thank you very much for watching. I hope if you want, I think I meant to say like and subscribe. Like and subscribe if you want to keep getting updated every time I post up a video. I'm sure my ability to create these videos and make them look interesting and do interesting things will improve as I get to grips with the technology. But for now, yeah, that's it. Let's see if I can get that in there. There we go. But for now, thank you very much indeed for watching. Do have a look at the newsletter. Just go to Reporting Depp v Heard. It should have everything up there. And my YouTube channel is Nick Wallace. So basically, get involved if you want to. My plan is to keep everything as objective and neutral as possible. I'm basically just interested in getting information to the public domain from what I'm able to observe and from the documents that I'm able to get my hands on. And I know lots and lots of people are going to be reporting this in lots and lots of different ways. Hopefully I can add something constructive or productive to the general melange. Alrighty,